Move your body.
I do not have on a bra today, okay? So if I lift up, my whole titty lifts up too.
Okay.
There we go.
Get your off the table and help.
I'm sorry I had to share that with y'all, but
get your titties off the table. But you
that first came in, I said, don't come. So if I get up, everything's getting up with me and it's gonna flop right here on this goddamn table.
I mean, hey, you don't go out with no bra. So
I ain't gonna feel like wearing one today because I was tired and I was.
She didn't feel like putting a bra on for y'all either. Okay, y'all were not her bra. Okay.
Oh, sometimes you know what? So all the big titty women, sometimes you gotta let your titties hang. And today I'm letting my titties hang.
That's cold at night when your ass is about to go to bed.
It's night and I'm tired, and let's get this show cracking.
Luckily, you guys out there in podcast land, you don't even have to shit. You won't see the titty, you won't see the table, you won't see the titties on the table.
So you guys, it is Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Facebook, Instagram. You guys tune in really quickly to get take some time to go ahead and tune in to YouTube so we can go ahead and start a collaboration there. It is time. It is now 8:58, so we definitely gonna only take an hour of your time. So this show will be done by 10:58, 9:58. Sorry, hell no, we're done by 10:58. It'll be done by 9:58 because a bitch got to get the fuck up out of here. Got slip plans. All right. With that being said, we're moving on to the positivity of the show. And so, what you got for us? Well, you bring your parts in.
No, go ahead. Give positivity, girlfriend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to go? You can do yours while I'm pulling mine back up.
Oh, okay. That was me and my sip of my tea. Okay, so today's quote for me, I had so many, but today's quote, just find your shit, sis, your shit. This one, the one that's really important, was from Nelson Mandela, and also shout out to the Millionaire Mindset, who reminded me of some quotes today. I was actually listening to them. You guys check Millionaire Mindset. They actually do a show. I'm sorry, there is information on YouTube and on Instagram. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't even know if they do YouTube, but there's information on Instagram if you look up the Millionaire Mindset. But they do actually daily calls and things like that. And the speaker today actually really had some things that gave, put me back in the mindset of thoughts and success and things like that. So I did some search. The speaker today, he actually said, he brought it back to the winning and losing thing. And he talked a lot about fear and stuff like that. And in order to win, you must lose, But what he said was you either win or you learn. So you never really lose. You either you learn. And he also brought up something that Nelson Mandela said. Actually, he got me to researching some things. And I found a quote by Nelson Mandela that said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." So get that shit done, y'all. Get it done. You can do it. And now, a word from our sponsor. But yeah, you guys just hang in there. Whatever it is that you have going on right now, the reason that these two quotes are very, very close to my heart is because, number one, I've always been the type of person that felt like, you get 1,000 no's before you get one yes, but those 1,000 no's won't matter once you get that one yes. So keep pushing and keep persevering. It doesn't really matter what it is that you're going through. As long as you keep persevering and pushing to get to the other side eventually. And if you did not win, you still learn something. So at each step of the way, you learn something. And things always seem impossible until they're done. Think about all the times that you overcame something or got it done and it seemed like everything in the world was stacked against you, but you came through it like a boss. Okay. So that's my positivity for today. What you got for the friends and family?
Oh, that's something awesome. That was definitely done what you said. It's not, and I always tell people it's not about what you go through, it's about what you get through at the end of the day. So
absolutely.
Just to piggyback off of that. So that was definitely a dope.
Thank you, Piggy.
Dope couple of quotes you had. So for me, it's more so my positivity more so is a statement. It's not really a quote. It's just a statement thrown out there. and you can apply it, you can't apply it, whatever, whatever is your vice. So for me, it was today. I saw something on Instagram. I'm always, going through, and I tend to always get some inspiration from the IG. Okay. So today, the IG,
the gram.
I read it on the gram. It said, just because you lost me as a friend doesn't mean you gained me as an enemy. I still want to see you eat, just not with me.
Okay, yes.
So when I saw that, I was just like,
absolutely.
Let's snap it up. We might not be friends. You ain't my enemy. I still want you to win. You just ain't winning with me.
Right.
And that was just it. That's just like a drop. That when I read that, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I tend not to try to seek no enemies out here. Even if I disconnect with you, even if we're not friends or whatever the case may be, I always want to see everybody win. Mm-hmm. Anybody that I came into encounter with, I want to see you win. The love in me as a person wants to see a person win, even if it's not with me.
Absolutely.
So shout out.
Just not at this table.
That's all.
Not no
That's
more.
all. But
you can't have my greens.
You
can't have my macaroni and cheese. You can't have my bacon and chili and bacon and eggs and mashed potatoes and stuff. You can't have my home cooking, but you can still eat.
Yes, you could definitely still eat and stay inspired. Stay inspired.
Absolutely.
Anything that you go through your life, even if whatever you're going through with somebody, even if you guys go your separate ways, friendships and things like that, don't wish no negativity on nobody. Still want them to win because of the person who you are. Because even still, they were still a part of your life. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all those who can do that. Now we're going to definitely move right on to the next segment of the show. And you want to introduce that?
Okay, so this segment of our show is called Brewing TEA, and Brewing TEA is where we talk about people and highlight just everyday awesomeness. And this part of our show is really, really important to us because just like Eb Deceleb said, we see everybody win. We want to see people eat. We want to see you push yourselves to the next level, whatever that may be. And sometimes it's the stories of other people that help us get there. So with that being said, I have to check, we got to check in around us to see who's brewing tea. And I had some things planned, some things I wanted to say because some people that SipsTea the show has some people that we have watched because they've been, guests on our show, or we've been to their events, or, we've seen them on their entrepreneurial grind. They were coming to mind. Definitely, I think the Holistic Homies or Self-Care Saturdays, basically on at Granite City Brewery.
Oh yes.
So shout out to shout out to all our vendor friends. The Trapma, okay, Lil Boo Boo, Rare Babe Spacecraft, Kaylin with Naturally Phased, all of you guys. I'm not going to go through everybody, but all of you guys who we have been watching do your pop-ups and things like that, and just be very, very consistent with it. You guys rock our socks. So if you guys want to attend an event this Saturday, if you're in the DMV, check out, I think it's called Self-Care Saturdays, and it's at Granite City Brewery this weekend. Also, since here on Instagram, I actually have to shout out Valencia J. If you guys remember, yes, please go back to the episodes. Early on, we have Valencia J, Wink with Pink, on our show.
Lashes.
Yes, with the lashes, and she does makeup, does lashes, mobile lash spa, and things like that. What you don't know, or what you may know if you have been listening to the show, is that she actually had some trauma as well. Valencia was unfortunately burned in a house fire, and I have to number one, say hello to her. We love her to death. But number two, and because she's a very supportive person, she's a very loving person and things like that. Number one, she's driven about her business when it's a business, but she's also a trooper. Like, you want to see somebody get up and go, it has got to be Valencia J. And I have to brew her today because I got a call from her, and she's going to have an event coming in August. She's still working on makeup. Actually, now she's doing makeup for burn victims. Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. When you can take your crisis and turn it into magic. Like, when I met this individual, I knew she was something special. Mm-hmm. But you never know how special until going, a journey continues.
Yes.
And you continue to follow this person.
Absolutely.
To sit there and say she was a burn victim, but not living in that moment.
Right.
I was a burn victim. Now I'm going to provide my services to other burn victims because now I can relate. And there's not a lot of people who are willing to do that.
That's right.
When your outer appearance has been changed, it's hard to really focus in on the inner side, right? But when you cannot just focus in on the outer, but also take that and focus in on other people.
Absolutely.
Girl, you're blessed beyond measure, highly favored and anointed by God.
Absolutely. Did you hear it, baby?
I'm just saying.
She also expressed to me about, so guys, look for her. She's going to be back on the show. You know, we're going to have her come back on this show and share her story. She's actually going to be, her book coming soon. And the book was already in the works. Okay. So when you think about somebody going through traumatic events and they're taking those traumatic events and they're turning them into something positive, and she always talks about being a voice for other people who have been in a domestic violence situation. And now for other people who have been.
I'm telling you, God has his vessels. God has his chosen people. I hate to cut you off because I was just talking about to my friend. She was like, how can I just keep going through all of this? When is enough going to be enough? And I told her, I said, you are the chosen one.
Yeah.
A lot of people cannot be gifted with that gift.
Yeah.
Your blessings are coming from the Most High.
Yeah.
I went to church this weekend, y'all. So I'm
sorry.
Hello. I went to church this weekend. Shout out to Alpha Baptist Church in Virginia. Alpha Baptist Church. Shout out to They were actually on Steve Harvey show as well. Donated to Howard students. Anywho, but when you can honestly be that vessel and live in your purpose, despite the triumph. I mean, I just want to touch you.
Despite the trauma, absolutely.
I just want to touch you because you are blessed and highly and anointed. Like that is some,
and it's so funny because
that's some powerful stuff. That is some.
She's also shared her story on a podcast. You know, and me as a friend watching her go through this journey, I actually listen to more. You know, you get bits and pieces as somebody's friend, but when somebody is actually unfolding their entire story for someone on a podcast or, you know, in a book or whatever, and you learn even more, you like, damn, sis, are you serious? But yes, she's very, very serious, and she's very, very candid. And she rolls some of these things off like, okay, yeah, so this happened and that happened and this happened and that happened. And if you talk to her on the phone, you would not know that these were the most, because of the way she's delivering it, that these were the most traumatic and like things that would break somebody's back, you know, and you to be in the position where you're still waiting for the straw that breaks the camel's back, and you continue to get the straws, but that one didn't break it. She talks candidly about some of the issues, battling depression, how it feels to be a victim in all of these situations, and how that victimization and actually, you know, living your purpose and living your truth, and how these things have changed you for the better. You know, even though you have suffered a trauma, I have got to brew her. I have got to say salute her, and I've got to say that I cannot wait for you guys to hear more of her story, because every day is not easy. She's committed and she's
purpose
pushing. And the thing is whether she wants to or not, she can't help but keep going. And that, people. So if you guys are out there and you have gone through or are going through a domestic violence situation, if you are pushed through, okay, find yourself on the other side. You know, find your voice, find yourself. And I know it's easier said than done. We need you to know that there are people out there that are ready to support you. There are people out there who have been experiencing similar things as you. There is somebody out there that understands, and there isn't another side to it. So you can come out on the other side. So if you guys are, you know, dealing with domestic violence, I encourage you to look up domestic violence as a whole. You know, it's a Google away. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a Google away for you to find lines and help in your area where you are, you know, because we don't know where people are watching from, but definitely if you are in need, you can find help. And the same way we Google every damn thing else, Google something like that that's going to help you. And hopefully we can have Valencia and her book and her story to be spread all about. I think we're going to actually talk about her.
Dropping tears though.
Yeah.
Valencia, but she made me
You're going to drop tears. She's going to
time.
drop tears. She's going to drop tears, and that's going to be real.
Yes.
You know, because the shit is not cool all the time, and y'all need to do that, but you also need to know that you can still give, you still have value, regardless of what you're going through or have gone through, you have value, okay? So now, you know, being in a situation where you've dealt with so many things, and you're finding yourself being even more valuable to the people around you. You know, one thing she was saying today is that our community is suffering, and you can just tell from her spirit she's not a selfish person by far. If I can be a survivor of domestic violence and all kinds of other things that, you know, I'll let her get into when she comes to the show. But all kinds of things from one end of the spectrum to the other, ending with being caught in a kitchen fire, almost losing your life, spending time in intensive care unit, all of that, and you still get up and you say, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to put some makeup on these burn victims. I'm going to go and I want to speak to the people in my community because my community is in trouble. They are battling this, that, and the other. Then, you know, like Eb Deceleb said, you are anointed. You know, you have several callings and you're answering each and every one of them. So we wish her the best of luck, and we are shouting out, and we are watching you guys. We also got to, you know, say what's up to Madame Spade, who's doing her cipher. Guys, just keep going. Just keep going. Keep pushing. Get the picture in your mind, vision from whatever it is that is your vision and your purpose for you. Okay? Yeah. And nobody has to share that with you. You know what I mean? If we talked about that last week on the show. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Their dream ain't got to be your dream.
And I just found a song that's super impromptu, but this song is just a shout. This song is definitely for Valencia J. Like that. I mean, she was she has a spirit about herself, because in her business, if I remember correctly, she started doing lashes and hair and things like that based off of her mom had cancer or something like that. Am I remembering correctly?
Absolutely.
So I mean, she's always been committed to the purpose. Yeah. She's always had a vision.
All of the beginnings come from her drive to help someone else.
So this is a song I want to play for Valencia J. And sometimes you got to just be impromptu, and this is an impromptu moment, and it's called I Won't Complain.
Okay.
And I don't know if you ever heard that song.
You gotta let them hear it, sis.
But when I look around, and I think over. You know what?
You're welcome.
Good days outweigh my bad days. I won't complain.
And that's it. And that's it. And that's it. I played that. I mean,
who's the song by? Does it have? I won't. It looks like the title of the song is "I Won't Complain."
Yes, I Won't Complain. So the song by "I Won't Complain." I always play this song a lot when I'm going by top trying times. This rendition is by Reverend Paul Jones.
Okay.
But there's a lot of renditions online. But I mean, the message is still the same, no matter who sings it. So you can hear any rendition,
absolutely,
of the song. So it's "I Won't Complain."
All right.
Anytime when you think about playing, think about what Jay's going through, think about what somebody else is going through, and you play this song and you say, you know what? I won't complain.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to definitely move back to the next part of our show, which is tea time. I definitely want to thank you for sharing that. Go ahead.
Let me tell you guys something real quick, just about what Eb Deceleb said, that she won't complain. I was actually in labor, or was the beginning stages of labor, and if anybody has had a baby and it's your first one, you don't know what the hell's going on with you, but you go into labor. I went to the hospital. You know, I'm doubled over in pain. I'm thinking, oh God, what is happening? And in the next room, you know, they bring you in for evaluation. In the next room, there was a little girl, and she was crying because her toe was severed. At that point, I shut the fuck up, because right next to me, I'm trying to bring life, yes, but right next to me, a baby was losing her. You know what I mean? And it was like, you know what? Let me just zip it. I'm good. I'll do some more breathing, but what I won't do is complain. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad you said that, because it definitely does put things into perspective. Thank you. So you guys keep brewing your tea. Go ahead. Bring on this tea time, girl.
Yes, definitely. And once again, shout out to Valencia. Can't wait to get her back on. Keep grinding. Stay committed to your purpose. Don't complain. Just do what you got to do and be great and be authentically yourself. With that being said, we're definitely going to move right on into the tea time part of the show, where we talk about, what's going on in the world today. So y'all all know it's always stuff going on from week to week. It's never enough to talk about. Can't never say, oh, there's never nothing we can talk about, because you know what? The world we live in is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, it ain't. Always some shit talking about in the US of A. And I'm going to tell you the number one thing that's been on my membrane, and I'm going to also play that to you. I'm going to play right. And I actually posted this on my Instagram as well as on SipsTea the show page. And I'm actually
everybody, it's Wednesday.
Sorry, that was my fifth take. That's my fifth take.
What are I'm about to hear?
So I actually want to talk about, I don't know if everybody has seen or maybe heard about the guy on Instagram. Well, actually, it was a news station, actually. It wasn't even on Instagram, posted it. Mm-hmm. But he was saying how it's about Howard students will not be gentrified. Students say that their new neighbors are using campus yard as a dog park. Okay, and this is Howard University. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so this is what I'm going to play for you guys quickly, and then I want us to really dig in. Okay, and give your input in on the situation, and what do you feel like is happening? What's happening?
Okay, let us know, you guys, if you can hear this.
We're going to just replay it here. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm just going to play it on Instagram. I'm not going to actually go to the. Because if you guys go to, I'm going to just tell you.
So on this Instagram post, be mindful that there are two interviewees. One of them is an African-American male from Howard University, and the other one is a Caucasian, older Caucasian male
who lives in the neighborhood.
The community.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if you guys want to see the full interview, you can go to @Box5DC, and it's actually there. So we're only going to just listen to the most important part. Okay. Oh, here we are.
Of Howard University's campus as an outdoor gym or a place to walk their dog.
The yard is for the students, and although everyone loves pets, I feel like it's disrespectful to have the pets just running around, especially when there's several parks around here. If they come on the yard and they're just walking through, I don't necessarily have a problem with that, but I still feel like there are other ways to get around DC without having cut through a college bus.
They're part of DC, so they have to work within DC. If they don't want to be within DC, then move the campus. I think we need to work together. I think it should be a he or there. Here, it's our community, and that's how it should be.
Again, Howard.
Okay.
University and silence.
Drop the beat, y'all.
No. Okay.
Bullshit.
Okay. Yes. Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit. Check it out.
Okay.
I mean, go.
Drop the beat, because you know what? When
I
saw this, I was in outrage.
Of course you were.
I was livid, and I don't even give a shit. I was on the shit room and I reposted it. I actually tagged all the people who are our celebrities who graduated on the shade on this post. Okay. Let's get into this shit. Okay. Let's talk about the real shit. I don't want to keep seeing you Instagram posting partying this part. I want to talk about the school you graduated from. Mm-hmm. And so I started tagging Yandy Smith. She graduated from there. I started tagging Lance, who plays in a lot of Tyler Perry movies. I was P. Diddy. I literally took the time to go on the internet, see who went, and who had Instagrams, and tagged every last one of them.
She was busy.
I was serious about this shit, because this, honestly, how dare you say you can't?
Girl, can we even get into what the hell he said? First of all, you sound ignorant as fuck, okay? Ignorant as fuck for even saying, like, if you don't like that shit. First of all, and this is my problem with people coming into the area who are not really about that life. My problem is that you don't understand the history, the importance of that area, which is why you can just disregard it and think for a second that Howard, the motherfucking university, isn't even an option for it to move.
First of all, it's a private institution.
But why would you?
Let's
You shouldn't even have parted your lips to say that they should move the campus. That was like the dumbest thing to end your shit on. It's stupid. It's actually ignorance. There you go. It's an ignorant thing to say, number one. Number two, I know that a lot of people are outraged because they don't understand the importance of the yard at historically Black colleges. I don't know about all of them, but historically Black colleges. And even if you guys don't know the actual factual and why that's important to people, look at your movies. Every movie that has anything to do with a band, a historically Black college, university life, all of them show you that what kind of things take place in the yard. Now imagine your movies, okay? Because you gotta bring it to the people who don't even understand. Imagine all your movies and you got dog shit in it. And in all of your movies, did you see any? And to us, that is a sacred ground.
But I'm gonna take it one step further because I was outraged by this, and I didn't even go to Howard.
No, but sometimes you gotta dumb it down for people.
Yeah, so I didn't even go to Howard. So, but I do work with a lot of the HBCU schools in the United States of America. I am one of the sponsors for the HBCU line. So therefore, when I saw this, thank you, Sha, for finally tuning in on YouTube.
Hi, Sha, and hi, Janelle.
And shout out to everybody on YouTube. And I gotta be Solo. Thank you so much for tuning in, Janelle and Sha for tuning in as well. But I just want to say this. I actually pulled up the tuition before I even bring up the tuition. It's not even about the fact that it's the yard. It's private property. Mm-hmm. So technically, they have already opened it up to the public because it's private property. So really, you shouldn't even be on the property to begin with. Right.
That's like somebody coming in your yard, your physical yard.
Exactly. And taking your dog and shitting in your grass.
Yeah, so can we come to your yard and you want to take Kennedy over his house?
I sure do.
Walk her around
damn do. Yeah. He probably doesn't even have a house, probably lives in one of those apartments. Because I'm going to get even, this is what I'm telling you. What they're trying to do is they're trying to move the campus. And he just verbally said it.
Right.
He just said it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what they're trying to do because it's not going to Howard lately. They are building condos around Howard. This is Howard. This is the condo. This is Howard. This is the condo. This is Howard. So they're kind of trying to box them in.
They want it bad.
Take your.
They're like, if we could just move this whole little Black college thing and get this whole little Black college thing out of here.
Put some more condos here.
Yeah. This could actually be a dog park. As a matter of fact, let's just make it a dog park now.
Oh my God.
Because we can sunbathe in the summer with our dog. It's like prime real estate.
And this is what I have to say to y'all. Take your honky motherfucking ass to fucking Georgetown and do that dumb shit there. Move around there. There's plenty of space and there's plenty of houses you can go and rent and tear down and this and that. Do that shit on your own shit. Don't do that shit on some. Look, Howard students are not bothering nobody.
And then, so are you saying that the only way to keep you off of the private property is by building a gate? Because you can't. You can't respect a boundary without a gate. Because usually, I'm sorry, but that would be something that they would attribute to an African American thing.
Put a new.
Yeah.
And now let's put a new. I had to put up the tuition for Howard per year, fall and spring semester, $24,000.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I'm sorry, I've actually
$100,000 for 4 years of college, and you can't keep your dumbass dog off their fucking yard.
And it gets more expensive than that. Don't get me wrong.
That's just tuition, sis. How it looks and everything.
Right.
So that said per hour. I'm sorry, because I broke it. I was like, this is crazy. Per credit hour, $660. No, $1,000 and $1,045. Yeah.
But you just pick it up and move it out of our way.
Just
so that way our
pick it
dogs
up
can
and
just pick it up.
have a
and
place
move
to
it.
shit.
Like,
So they're
move it.
saying that their dogs are more valuable than our people. I mean, what are you saying?
Their dog having a place to run. Now, you know, I was almost with him when he said it's not yours and mine, and you know, let's just, because you know, I always believe that we should come together as people, okay? Because we were all created as people. But you show your ignorance and you show where the division lies, and you try to tell somebody, because again, this is private property. This private property is where people live, where they flourish, where they thrive, where they go to school, where they build their communities. People, you're saying y'all take your shit and go, so that way we can walk our dogs here without anybody complaining about it.
But you know who I am, and I'm gonna say this on the podcast.
Stop letting people taste y'all saying dumb fucking shit. I'm sorry.
But no, who I'm most disappointed in, and I'm saying it loud, and I'm gonna say it, and I will say it to her face because I already have to write her anyway. You're gonna laugh when I say, yes. It's Mariel Bowser.
I'm mad at you.
Bowser, because she did not step up.
You gotta say,
Mariel appointed you as the mayor of the District of Columbia, and what the fuck have you done? You're for them. You're not for us. This is a time where you could have shown and rose to the occasion that you're for us. So now my letter that I have to write to you about my damn tickets has to now involve that.
Well, guess what? Because those tickets, a lot of them are her damn idea.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I gotta write to raise the price.
We talked about this last year. As a matter of fact, you got the Shits Award sometime last year for the shit going around saying that you wanted to raise Muriel. Amazing. She wanted to raise the price of the damn tickets. In a city already where people are still it's polluted. People are struggling to get by.
You know, they added like 30 or 40 something more cameras this year or something like that. So, girl, yes,
out of control.
I am writing better because I'm telling you,
yet and still, crime. Those cameras are not going to help your communities be any safer. Those cameras are actually just going to fund the district government doing some other fuck shit, to be honest. Those cameras are not actually to for your safety, because y'all, you know, they can't really police you with those cameras. That's not what the cameras are not for the people. The cameras are really not to serve you. No, I know when they first came, they were saying they were supposed to increase safety, but raise your hand if you believe that since the cameras have come in, it has made you not more cautious as a driver, just more fucking freaked out to where people are stopping and going. You looking like all on the side trying to find
the camera coming and shit, but then you like the camera like this shit.
I don't think that it's creating a safer environment. I think now we are fine with it actually. They are fine with it actually not being about a safety thing, but just bringing in revenue.
That's exactly what they're doing. And then you got 30 days to pay.
I don't even think safety is part of the narrative anymore. That's what I'm saying. I don't think safety is part of the narrative anymore.
You know what it is? And this is what they've done. They have budgeted. How much are they going to get from the residents of the DMV ever off these tickets? We're going to get X amount of dollars. How are we going to do that? Let's increase the visual. So, the mayor.
So when you are worried about
to say, and then when I went in there to court today, I think you should write your mayor. And I said, I already am doing that because you know I've been going to court for these tickets for quite some time, and quite a few.
You know, slow your way.
But no, because here's the thing, and I have a very bad. This is about tea time.
Oh, how about stop sign tickets and red light tickets right on red? If you guys gotten any one of those,
I haven't actually gotten one of those. I actually have not gotten one of those. But
beware, bitch.
This is the thing, and this is what I told them. There is no way. They do two different type of speed limits, because when you're in traffic, of course you're going to go 20 to 25 because you cannot fucking move anywhere. But if you're trying to keep up with the flow of traffic, you got people honking behind you because you start driving too slow because you're trying to keep up with the speed limit that's there 35, but then you got a whole car behind them causing your nerves to go back, so then you just speed the fuck up and then you get caught like that. You should not be held responsible, because if you see that my car, I had a whole case in court. I went to court today and I had a case I still have to pay, but because the fine
just tired of like, you know what, ma'am? Okay, fine.
But he said those are very valid. However, you're still gonna have to pay. But I think you should write your mayor.
You should. Okay, here we go. Call to action. When we talk about what's wrong, we got to say how we're going to make it right. As you heard, Eb Deceleb is going to write a letter. Tomorrow. So how about this though? Can we get, if it's some shit that you are upset about, okay, you can share it with us even, and maybe we can actually start some shit.
Bowser, come out from behind that motherfucking desk and do something for the
Muriel, I'm upset with
Columbia.
you. What I'm saying is the call to action is to actually do something about it, okay? It's great when we talk about it, but usually we're talking to each other and we don't make the rules. We also don't, we control when these things are made. We don't control any of that, but we do have the power to change it if in numbers we count for that particular thing. So when somebody says, I have a problem with this, that, and the other, a good thing to do is write a letter.
I'm writing
Not because right off your letter, she's going to take it off, but after you get enough of this shit, saying that the people have had enough of this shit.
Because guess what?
There's a possibility
when the white people say something, they bring light to it, right?
But they continue. They do not stop, and that
they don't stop. I
respect Caucasian brothers and sisters for the fact that when they don't like something, they bitch and moan about it. Excuse me. They bitch and moan about it. Wait. This is the important. This is the important part. Yes, they're bitching and moaning to right people. They are not telling just their neighbor. They tell their neighbor, "Hey, we're going to do this because this is not." I'm going to send a letter, and you send a letter too.
Oh yeah.
But when they're bitching and moaning about, "Hey, we don't like this," they pick up the phone and they call Muriel. They call Muriel's office. They call wherever it is who has wronged them, wherever they want them motherfucking bike lanes. Hello. They call and they call and they call, and they write and they write and they write and they speak and they speak and they speak and they organize.
They put the organize to the fucking paper.
They are relentless in hey, we don't like this. This needs to change. Period. Okay,
they do that.
So let's take a page from that book because that is actually how things are changed. We don't change things, unfortunately, when we bitch and moan about it to each other. Because I don't work for them. You know what I'm saying? The people that I serve in my job have nothing to do with this particular thing. So when you do want to exact change, or when that we do need to take a page from that book. And
I'm telling you, they will write a letter. Correctly. I'm telling you,
they will write a letter.
They will write because that I get it. I promise you. At my job on the rooftop, every time we have an event, they call 20 times, and then they write a letter, and then they make sure they CC the mayor, and they make sure they send it to the GM. Then they're gonna also send it to corporate. Somebody's gonna hear what they say because they're committed to their process. Yeah, whatever the fuck that might be.
Absolutely, I'm mad. I'm big mad with a cape, and you're gonna hear me. And I'm gonna at least make a stink.
Because here's the thing.
So somebody on Instagram says that we need a new mayor because she's terrible and she's worried. She says she's worried about mumbo sauce.
Thank you.
Exactly. Erica on Instagram. I wish you were on YouTube, boo. But I'm glad she says, "Well, let me start my letter now." Amen. Let me give you a slow clap.
But see, the thing about it is what we African Americans, what we got to do is we got to stay, and I just said this, and I've been saying this all night, and I hashtagged it as well, stay committed to the process. But we have that you let us about it, you want to get through, stay committed to it, because guess what? We had Unmute DC. Everybody came out in numbers, but now where are they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So we got to stay committed. We got to stay consistent. We can't just say one thing and think it's going to be fixed. Like our Caucasian brothers and sisters that I do love so much, when I do have an event on the rooftop, they call every single day. They email every single day. They get until somebody responds to what the fuck they have to say.
You cannot get tired.
You cannot get tired.
And don't get me wrong. These things are easier than done. And you know why? Because the rest of the world that is going on, we get to be distracted by the things that are going on. We are fed thousands and thousands of distractions in order to keep us from exacting the kind of change that would actually help us and help community. Exactly. We are inundated with trying to just make it, okay? Mm-hmm. We got to fight fucking tickets that are the fuckery, okay? Because you're not giving me a little ticket for speed, going a little 5-10 minutes. No, you're giving a big ticket, okay? Other things that discuss, you know, that we're always inundated with information, even social media, you know, all of it is a ploy. We got to wake up a little bit to the fact that that's what it is. You can engage all of these things that you want to engage in, but know that when it's keeping you from writing that motherfucking letter, okay? When it's keeping you from
committed to the process.
Stay committed to the process and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, have the kids write the damn letter. As for home, I don't know, because we still got to raise these kids too. They still got to do their homework. Somebody, little Johnny, still got to read his book. He still got to do this, that, and the other. Yes, you have a million one thing to do every day, and that's what people are banking on when they want to go and take and do. They bank on the fact that you don't have the time or the patience or the consistency, the commitment to actually do anything about it. It's actually a big fucking taunt, if you ask me. But I digress. So when we start talking about the Shits Award,
yeah, we're gonna definitely get them the Shits Award. So this part of the show, guys, for all those who just now are tuning in, thank you again so much for watching. Instagram, please go ahead and follow over to our YouTube page, because as though we love those comments, they are quite hard to read. So if you can.
Yeah, Erica on Instagram says the thing that trips her out is that, I guess she's talking about Caucasians, when they have rooftop parties and they play loud music, but she feels like when African Americans do it, it's a problem, and they call the police and write the letter. Different strokes for different folks.
But here's the thing, and then we're gonna definitely move on. We gotta meet them where they are. Absolutely. They meet us where we are, but we meet them where they are.
You right.
Guess what? Because
write a contradictory letter.
As soon as I hear some damn country music played, I'm calling DC police and let them know Garth Brooks. He's played a little too high. I cannot even get my view for one more.
My dog is barking to the top of his lungs because Kennedy cannot sleep. They're gonna think Kennedy a baby. Kennedy cannot sleep because y'all are playing Garth Brooks a decibel too high for me.
Too high. But you guys definitely, we're going to definitely give out the Shits Award. The Shits Award is Suga Honey Iced TEA. We're not with the Shits. It's the part of the show where we give out an award, and I think it is a unanimous vote here. We're going to give the Shits Award to the whole situation of definitely of the guys talking about move to campus.
Yeah.
He blew the fuck out of me.
Closer to me. I want to see Instagram. There you go.
Okay. Y'all, look. I can't be.
We never even talk about your titties.
I
already got them like this.
I got them down like, well, shit. They
put them titties on the table. Put them titties.
When you got these, I got a G cup.
Okay. Good girl.
Okay, thank you. This is 36G. Okay, so these motherfuckers. So sometimes, like I said, I ain't feel like wearing no bra today. Yeah.
It's always somebody with a damn G cup walking around.
They ain't got to wear no bra, right?
Around no damn bra.
Girl, if you don't go, what
down by your belly button, you gonna want that. You gonna put that bra on then. But you guys, yeah. So we gonna give that. And y'all tell us if we gonna put that up on the Shits Award. We gonna put Eb Deceleb up against Muriel Bowser.
Muriel Bowser got it. She got it.
Okay.
She got it. Look.
You can redeem your titties.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Look, I could put these bad boys on a leash tomorrow.
You could come in with a bra.
They was on a leash.
Hour more. She be like, yes. See what I'm saying? How you doing? How you doing? Okay. But let's get into some affinity.
Because I hear this question you had, because I feel like it was a dope question.
Okay, because I was looking, I'm like, wait,
she was all looking through the papers and
like, and I still need you not to take this too far from me, because I will get sidetracked. Like, I come up. So, affinity is the part of SipsTea the show where we talk about the ships in life, all of the relationships, be it, situationships, relationships between two intimate partners, all of the ships, friendships, and things like that. Because what we find usually is that all of the ships, regardless of what it is, they're related, because your ships consist of usually just a one-on-one relationship with someone else. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what our affinity is all about. So today I kind of wanted to talk to everybody about deal breakers. I want to know, number one, what relationship deal breakers are. Okay. If you had one, because it's really important for you as you step into a relationship. of any
That's what I'm gonna
kind
ask you. When do
to
you
know what
introduce
your, and that was the second part of the
We
question.
think alike.
So I know, girl, we be right here. We are right here. So the first part is definitely to have you identified your relationship deal breakers? You know, even when you're with your relationships, will not do. What are your deal breakers? And like I was telling Eb Deceleb, yes, the second part of that is, when do you reveal that? When is time to talk about your deal breakers?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go first? Do you want?
Nah, you go first. I got to, because you know. You go first.
Yeah, you want to ponder?
I got to ponder
for a second. Okay,
make sure my shit come out right,
moment.
because you know I say whatever.
So deal breakers for me.
3 deal breakers. Top 3.
Let's see. Top 3 would be.
And guys, please post your deal breakers so we can talk about y'all's too.
Yeah.
And I think real quick before we get to deal breakers, because I want to really get into Infinity. Do you want to just shoot out some detox real quick so we can?
Oh, you want to go in? Okay, so do you want to
do detox? Because for detox, it is summertime. So just real quick, guys, we don't want to lose part of the show, but we want to spend as much time as we can on this, because I know this is going to lead us out.
Okay, so she's going to give you the detox tea.
So for the detox tea, real quick, guys, definitely the summertime is coming. Well, it's here. It's here. So I hope everybody's gotten their summer bodies together. But if you have not,
you're bringing that you have into the
it's
summer.
Not too late, and the best way to get your body started into motion is to fast. Last week when I fasted, actually, guys, so I fasted last week. I did a 3-day cleanse. I did a water cleanse, actually, fasting for spiritual growth, development, things like that. It actually allowed me some weight loss, and last week I lost like 7 pounds.
Okay,
like not even realizing it, because when I was focusing on just renewing myself and renewing my body with the water cleanse, when I started back eating, I noticed I wasn't eating as much. Mm-hmm. So I would tell everybody to start your weight loss journey, because it is summertime, with some type of fast. Give up something, whether it's bread, whether it's sugars, whether it's sodas. Give up for 3 days and see if that does not propel your weight loss journey to the next level, because it did for me. I lost 7 pounds since last week, and I wasn't trying. Mm-hmm. So that was my little weight loss. She was just trying to cleanse and renew her spirit. So get back to that was the detox part.
Okay, so our detox tea, guys, and so that we can.
Talk about affinity.
So we'll keep on going with this affinity, but that detox is mind, body, and spirit. So absolutely. We don't want to. We don't get. We want to give detox its due, because it's so important for us to be healthy. Mind, body, and spirit. And if your summer body, I hear you, sis, you say your summer body is struggling, okay? Part of detox tea, your summer body is struggling. That means you need to focus on your mental and your spiritual.
And that's what the cleanse is for.
So the cleanse will help that. Because we really got to get to the point where what we talking about our summer body, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's your body, it's your job. Because this is where I've been with this shit. No, seriously, this is where I've been with the shit. We only get one. We only get one damn vessel, okay? So I don't care what it looks like, but you have to be very mindful about what it feels like for you to be inside of it. And that is what you kind of gotta, make sure you oil your shit and make sure that all your parts are working to optimum capacity, okay?
Yes,
that's what I think about when I'm talking about the weight that I want to lose, because I don't like how my ankles feel trying to hold it all there. You just want to do a lot of other things. But
start off. I'm telling anybody. I'm telling you, I done tried every goddamn thing from peel to everything. I did this H2O cleanse, and all I was thinking about the whole time was development and being a better me, and where I needed to go and what I needed to do and whatever.
I think,
and 3 days later, I promise you, when I started eating, I don't know. I cannot tell you why. I can just tell you what I did. And that is what I did.
That definitely deserves some more time. Like, we have to get more into it, because there are several happening when you're doing that kind of when you're doing a spiritual cleanse. You can't just really throw out there like, okay, we're doing a water. You got to fact that during that time, like you said, your focus. You have a focus. You're not just sitting on the couch drinking water and waiting for the time to pass because for you not to be hungry no more. There are other things. You're directing that same energy that you're using to eat and cook and do this. You're directing that energy to a more positive space
And what I'll do is I'll actually do a live
consciousness.
about it as well. I definitely will do a live about it as well because it was our best friend actually. We both did it, and it was, like I said, it was not easy, but it was definitely worth it. And I know something for me when I started getting hungry or feeling nausea, whatever, I just started praying more. Just started asking God to help me get through this, and I had to keep remembering the reason of why
40 days and
it.
40 nights. Guys.
And so definitely we'll get into that. Let's go ahead because we only got about 10 minutes left.
So,
let's go ahead and get into the relationship.
Back to our affinity. We'll talk about these deal breakers now, guys. I'm gonna put
top two.
Deal breakers for me.
Top two.
I'm a Gemini, and it's really hard to kind of zero in on the actual factual deal breaker because it kind of does waver with me. I would say controlling deal breaker because my spirit is so, I'm just never going to be, I can't because even, I promise you, I have tried to be controlled. I mean, I've tried to let it happen, but it never works out. Even if I let you control me like a control, it doesn't work out because I'm far too random. I can't stop that shit. It's just who I am. Okay. So 1 minute I'm trying to be super, super consistent with this, that, and the other. The next minute I'm like, huh? Okay. So that's just me as a Gemini. Another deal breaker I would say is, I don't like it when another person can't an exchange of ideas. Okay. So if you cannot even open up to kind of see my side of things, it's kind of a deal breaker for me. I would naturally, I'm trying to stay clear of the cheating thing because I think that is so cliche. And I think that is I think that's a cop out for me to just say, oh, cheating and lying and this and this, because nobody wants to be lied to or cheated on, even though I'm sure that it has happened. But I think there's some other relationship deal breakers, but since we're talking about those top two, I'm going to leave it right there.
So for me, the top two is actually, for me, I'm sorry, it is a compulsive liar. That is a deal breaker for me.
Yeah,
I can't be a compulsive liar. Because in my mind, if you're gonna lie, you'll cheat, you'll steal, you'll do any fucking thing, and I can't be with you because I can't trust you.
Yeah, I need facts and truth.
And second of all, another huge deal breaker to me is a selfish ass person. Yeah, I can't stand a selfish ass person because I'm a selfish person. I'm a very, very giving person, and so because my heart is so big, I'm not asking anybody to be who I am because that will never be. I'm a rare character. I get that. However, you better display some of the same characteristics as me, and which means don't be so tight on everything. You know, if I'm giving a little, you give a little. If we go out, we have a good time. You know, be romantic. I mean, treat people as you want to be treated.
So is that romance? If you are lacking in the romance department, do you think that's a deal breaker for you? Because the thing is about the deal breakers, and this is why I put up this question, is because a deal breaker for you is not a deal breaker for someone else. There are some people who I need romance in my life. And if you have identified that as, and it's nothing wrong with it, but if you have identified that is a need for you, then you need to let that person know, because guess what? The fact that they are not romantic is fine for someone else, but for you, not so much. So I think another reason why this was important is because we end up wasting so much of each other's time. Absolutely. Because number one, we don't know what we want. And just like just now, you asked me my relationship deal breakers. I'm even bringing up the question and I'm like, what are my deal breakers? Like, yeah, I want to say cheating. No, but I've been through situations where I could waver on that a little bit, not because I'm saying that is a deal breaker, but did I still make the deal afterwards? Did I still think that there was hope afterwards? I did. So I don't ever redone. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep doing it. But me, I don't know. That forgiveness for a Gemini is very funny. It's a very funny thing because I might be able to forgive you, but we're not gonna get back, baby. So let's definitely 5 Languages of Love is a book to know your partner. Okay, good. James over on YouTube says that we should check out 5 Languages of Love, a book to know your partner. That's a good read. I think that we should definitely look into that. Maybe we'll do our love languages. Maybe we'll love language is definitely bring it to them next week. Maybe so. Yeah. Let's do that. Love language is very important. That's a whole nutshell, baby. But and then someone said over here, so just trying to get some
What are people's deal
so
breakers?
a deal breaker from Erica on Instagram. She says one deal breaker for me would be to have someone who always plays the victim.
Oh,
okay.
Girl, you better say it, girl.
So you're always playing the victim.
Can't stand no victim.
Now, Erica, if you were at dinner with someone and you just met and you were trying to say, hey, this is a deal breaker for me. This is who I am, and this is what I do. This is a deal breaker. Give that person an example of what you mean. So drop an example right there so we can kind of share that as well. Because the reason that communication is difficult in all the ships is because we say, for instance, I don't like somebody who tries to play the victim. But does that person who is playing the victim think that they're playing the victim?
A person know when they always trying to. A victim is when you always trying to. A prime example. If I'm sitting here talking to you about something that I'm feeling, or this is how you make me feel, but then you try to turn it around on how I'm making you feel. So you want me to feel sorry for you. But
see, I don't even call that playing the victim. I call that I don't like somebody who tries to flip the script.
But that's also trying to always be. It's also, you guys, we definitely have like 5 more minutes.
In our world, we don't call it playing victim. We call that flipping the script.
Or trying to always make somebody feel bad for you or sorry for you.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot stand that shit, because to me, you look weak, and I don't like a weak person. Stand in your truth. Don't be, oh my God, so sorry for me because such and such is doing this to me. Oh my God, Nah. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I don't like it. My deal breakers are don't be selfish and don't be a compulsive liar.
Okay. So everything else you feel like you could kind of work around.
Yeah, because being selfish, honestly, unfortunately, being a compulsive liar is who you are. Mm-hmm. Being selfish is who you are. You're just a selfish person. Yeah. Those are deal breakers because you're never going to change. Yeah. Playing the victim, we can work on that.
Okay, yeah. Because that is a thing you're doing, like the example that you gave, and I said, that's not, in my world, that's not. And here's another thing, guys, with the relationship. Of any kind, it's always important to have a conversation, because what you think you're saying is not what I am hearing. Exactly. Just because you say something that is in your language, what you feel, just in case in point, Eb Deceleb says this is playing the victim. I heard something else. In my world, that's not what playing the victim meant. So I needed for her to clarify by giving me an example. Do you understand what I'm saying? So just kind of, that should be a take home for everybody. Clarification, okay? Clarification A means I don't hear you. Clarification B means I need you to explain to me because I don't understand. Like, go all the way in and tell me, like, dumb it down. What do you think that particularly means? And I think a lot of times we stop communicating with each other because we work off the assumption that they should know. They should know what they're doing. They should this, and this. So the second part of that question, which we got to get into, this is with all of the ships. When do you state your deal breakers? Now, granted, when you first, I feel like from date number one, we should be sitting somewhere talking about our deal breakers, because at one point in time, I even felt like I would never date somebody who did not have brothers and sisters. And then I equated that to, I don't really want to be friends with people that don't have brothers and sisters. Why? Because kind of meant what you were saying about the selfishness. Mm-hmm. Only children, to me, had a tendency to be very selfish. And I equated that to, that's how you grew up. You grew up worrying about you. You don't understand the economics of a home that had 3, 4, 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? Well, you had to share with brothers and sisters, and the way y'all moved was different because it wasn't the good of one. It was the good of all. People were not taking care of you. They were taking care of y'all. So at one point, I actually had that as a deal breaker. And do deal breakers change? Because sometimes they change over time. But I think that's important for us to remember is like, first of all, you got to state those deal breakers, and when do you state them?
So for me, and I know we're about to go out, but really quickly for me, so your deal breakers are, when do you state your deal in the beginning?
When do we state our deal breakers?
In the beginning?
Yeah.
So for me, I actually do not state my deal breakers in the beginning because I don't want you to try to be who I want you to be. Mm-hmm. I want you to be who you are.
But guess how? Do you think that maybe? Okay, so if my deal breaker is compulsive liar,
let me finish real quick. with why I say what I say.
Yeah.
Because what will
Oh,
happen
I
is
get it.
why I say, oh yeah, what are you're having conversations? Oh, what are your deal breakers? Oh yeah, I can't stand no liar. I can't. I'm a selfish person. So for the first 6 months of the relationship, you try to be everything I don't want you to be.
Yeah.
And then 6 months later, I fell in love with your ass, and now you're everything I don't want you to be. And I'm like, damn, is it because I already told you that's not who I like? No, I'm observant in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because I want to see you be who these people are. And so if it becomes a reason of why we're not in communication anymore, or why we have to go our separate ways, I'm going to tell you why. It's because those deal breakers are new shit. One, a compulsive liar, which you are, and selfish, which you display.
But you know what? Also,
I can't really.
What about when you are in those situations and you're kind of stating, hey, this is what I'm going to do, what I'm not going to do. So these are my deal breakers. Even again, we said this with friendships as well. If I set you down as a friend, you know what? I think you're a really interesting person. I like how we vibe, but let me tell you what my deal breakers are. Because if you start bringing this to me, it goes back to this particular thing, goes back to how people treat you and how you tell them how they're going to treat you. So I told you off jump, I don't like a fucking liar. You will make every effort not to lie to me. That for me is cool, because guess what? When you do start fucking lying, I'm gonna be like, I told your ass 6 months ago. And I also don't like to wait and find out that you want to do something else 6 months. I don't want to watch you that long. I personally, 6 months is half, and you ain't got that much time.
I'd like to know a person's true character and their authentic self versus them trying, because everybody wants.
I just don't want to find out your true character when we already like this.
Oh, baby, when you a liar, you a selfish person, that'll come out in 30 days. It's not going to take.
I don't even want to do the 30 days.
It'll come out now.
It take 30 days to change a habit. I can't. I would rather, and don't get me wrong, easier said than done. And I the other way, and maybe that's why I'm just like, let me just tell you up front. But I do think that we should. Those are some conversations that you do have, like. Maybe not, date one or hang out one, but very, very soon, because I am really, really at the point in my life where I want you to treat me how I said. But don't come to me with some bullshit, because I'm not the one. Yeah. You can go over there and that can be the one. I'm not the one.
And you said on here, cheating is a deal breaker once we are exclusive.
He says cheating is a deal breaker once we are exclusive to each other. Right. Because you know what that else is? A lie.
A lie, definitely. So you guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to resume this conversation. What are the deal breakers? Please continue to post on the page. Please continue to post on SipsTea Show the page. We're going to post these questions. We're trying to get more interactive and things like that. But for today, thank y'all so much for watching. It is a minute, an hour, and 2 minutes over. And I got to go. Look out for my Easter, because I am going to Something in the Water, the big 3-day tour for Pharrell. Really, really excited. They say Beyonce and Jay-Z supposed to be there. We'll see. Y'all will see, because I'm a post.
Okay.
I'm going to be on the live. I'm going to be on the live just because I know sometimes I don't be on the live. I'm going to make sure I'm on the live. I don't know what she be up to, because she ain't trying to shit. I'm giving y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the tea when because I think it's gonna be an amazing time. Me and my girl are going out there, and I'm excited about that. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the week.
Absolutely. I just want to say we love you to life, and we see you next week. So thank you for tuning in to SipsTea Show. Bye.
Bye. And next week I'll have my bra.
Maybe.
Probably not.
You kind
of actually felt quite comfortable.
You kind exactly. So really maybe she will, maybe she won't.
Because guess what?
Get them titties off the floor. Get titties off the floor. Get them titties off the floor. Get them titties off the floor. Oh.